Hi, everybody. I told you I'd see you again in the next video, and here I am. I've got a big journal, big, huge fabric journal here today. And it measures 8 1/4 by 5 1/2, it looks like. We've got some fabrics on here and lace, little thready fabric. A photograph, vintage photograph of ladies, probably that's the school teacher, and that's the little girl reading. And look at the dresses, aren't they pretty? Some roses that have been coffee dyed here. And there's the spine. And here's the back. And it's got a lace closure. I hope I can stay in frame with this one, guys, because it's a big one. So I'm going to be checking a little bit. So far, so good. All right. Little rhinestone vintage button there. And on the inside, we have a pocket with some fabrics and some lace. A little safety pin there. And, of course, the envelopes that I do. Y'all have seen those 1,000 times, I'm sure. A little booklet. And some tags. This was part of a napkin that I made the pocket out of. Over here we have some of those Tim Holtz people and some coffee dyed papers. Butterflies. This is one of my bookmarks. And some thready fabric there. And a piece of ephemera in the background. And over here, I used some encyclopedia pages in this book this time. Nice place for journaling. Corrugated heart with a piece of lace over it. And one of those ruffled fabric pieces that I do. And over here is a pocket that I stamped with the Tim Holtz people. And they're also a tuck spot. Doesn't have to be this piece. It can be anything you want to put up under there. Piece of ephemera in the background. Here, and that's actually, I went to a flea market and found some actual, what is the date on this? Good grief, that's small. 1918. And it was the vintage, the original, so I just made some copies of it because it wouldn't go through very many journals if I just cut it up, so. Over here is a double pocket, and it's got one of my favorite tags in it. He's all that and a bag of chips. Who remembers saying that? That'll date you. And it's a tuck spot here, and a coffee dyed paper with a ticket. And of course you can journal on the back too. It's got some lines back there and a vintage lady. One of my little flip-ups. This is a piece of music paper that makes the pocket, and a paper flower with part of a doily there and a pearl. And in the background, a piece of ephemera and some roses. Cards for journaling. And these pockets, that you can get more back there. You know, you can add more. You know, I try to leave room for your stuff too. I could keep going and keep going. Y'all know that. Put him back in there. Over here is a little card. It says delightful. In a glassine bag. And inside we have the infamous snippets, which they're all different, but I always like to include them because that's what they used to write on all those years ago. Any little tiny piece of paper that they could find, they would journal on and keep. Charlotte Bronte did that. Emily Dickinson did that. So I always try to add them. It's got some cards to journal on with a big brad. You could probably take that off and write on it and then put it back when you're finished. Over here, some more of that encyclopedia, and it's from a 1967 encyclopedia set that I used. some gold stitching here. Over here is a big piece of that grass cloth that I love. And look, it says Pure Vanilla Ices. When I saw Sense and Sensibility, I didn't know what she was talking about because, you know, we have ices nowadays. But when she was telling her that her brother and somebody else was out eating ices. So this is pretty vintage. This lifts up, and it's a place to journal underneath with the encyclopedia page. A piece of twisted sari ribbon and some lace up there. And it just tucks behind there. Over here, a little tuck spot with a rose and a little man. And it opens up. It's got a Velcro closure. Some Latin here with a piece of sari silk. And this Latin book that I got, the man actually, or the owner of the book, I believe it was a gentleman, actually wrote the translation of the words above it. So that's his handwriting, which I thought was unique. Over here, we've got another little booklet, which I need to make some more of those things. And we've got, today, we have Wonderful Summertime Melon Soup. Cantaloupes, orange juice, sour cream, lemon juice, and orange slices. Well, you know, my brother makes a strawberry soup, so I bet you this is the same thing. And his is really good, so somebody may really enjoy that. And a coffee dyed paper on the back with some stitching. And it's got more room to put stuff in. And up here is a vintage advertise, what do you call that? Like a billboard sign, kind of? I don't know. I'm all wet today. A corrugated heart, some lace and a ruffle. And back here, 2 cards. This is Dream. And one of the Latin cards. And some really pretty lace back there. And this is, I didn't like the pocket when I folded it up to make it. I didn't like the picture that was on it. It was from a Reader's Digest gardening book. And it like put half the plant there. So that's why I covered it with the muslin and added that. It just didn't go with the book the other way. Excuse me. Over here, I've got a little mini pocket. And it's got some tickets in it. That's a stamp from Peru. And that says what? That's an airmail stamp, 7 cents. And a little card to journal on. It's got some Latin here. And a paper doily with a little bow and a brad that looks like a screw there. That is not a tuck spot. That's just for decoration. However, it's a tuck spot behind here. If I can get it, there we go. It's got some coffee dyed paper, some with that corrugated paper and stamped on fabrics. A little big, well, not big card to journal on here, and a piece of ephemera in the background. Over here, some real pretty. And Sammy Joe says hello. Oh, she hit something on the way. I've corrugated. I lost my train of thought. She scared the tar out of me. A corrugated heart with some lace, and this is not glued down here. It's tacked down at the bottom, but not here. The encyclopedia, journaling spots, and the same thing over here. Over here is more that encyclopedia and a ruffle with a little corrugated butterfly. This is the other side of that glassine bag, and inside, I tried putting vellum over a book page, and I liked it. I think it came out kind of neat, and then I stitched around it. And another little coffee stain card. And this is the envelope. I didn't put anything in. It's got a piece of fabric there, but you can stuff it with all kinds of goodies. Who knows who that is? I know who that is. And then over here, to Vintage Lady, the Tim Holtz. And Remember. Over here, real pretty grayish background on the coffee dyed paper. And this is a pocket with a Vintage Lady here on a book page. And a journaling card. I need to make some more of those too. I'm seeing all these things that I know is not in my stash anymore because that was the last one I used. And a little tag. Over here, a big, huge pocket. Look at this. How cute is that? Isn't that adorable? Look at the car. Oh my. Little Buddy and his kitty cat. And here is a booklet. If you hear noise in the background, that's old Val. She's getting into all kinds of stuff back there. Ha ha. And I get the video. There's the card. And back here, we have a double pocket. And there's that ledger. A little thready fabric. Card to journal on. And a tag. Another book page card. Over here is that one of the dual pocket pages. Got some ladies, and if you look really closely, you'll see they're wearing swimming clothes, which is just as cute as it can be. A corrugated heart with some coffee dyed papers. Nice place to journal. That soy ribbon. I'm seeing all these things I need to be making. The making bug must be hitting me today. And back here is another pocket with the encyclopedia page and ruffled fabric with the corrugated heart. Nice place to journal. And some papers that I make. And a little hummingbird I colored in. And here's a little mini booklet. How cute is that? I love these things. And it's sewn. And over here is just a little ticket with some of that stuff I got in an estate sale. Some type of trim. It had the pearls in it and everything, and sparkly. Real pretty. On a textured cloth. And you don't want that thread. And there's the back, and it's got a lace closure. And there's the front again. And I want to thank y'all so much for being here with me today. I've got a couple more videos I'm going to do, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.